Look how beautiful that is. Perfect, 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 perfect. Now this ingredient is optional. You certainly don't have to add. And when you are debubbling, make sure as you press the debubbler down. Welcome back to the Fajar's Kitchen. And today we are going to be canning an easy pressure canning recipe with green beans and carrots. So if you are a beginner when it comes to the pressure canner, have no fear. We are gonna be with you this whole way. And this is super simple. Now I've already washed my carrots and diced them, and I'm still in the process of dicing my green beans here. So I'm just going to cut off the ends, cut off both tips. If you want them to be speared, you could spear your green beans. If you want them to be really diced small, you can certainly do that as well. But for me, I think I am going to quarter them or put them in thirds. See, we have our green beans right here. This is about the size that I want for my quart jar. And then here are the carrots. Now this ingredient is optional. You certainly don't have to add the salt, but I like to add a little bit of salt. 1 teaspoon per quart. Now when it comes to flavor, everyone's preference is completely different. So if you want to add another half a teaspoon of salt, go ahead and do that. Now we're gonna fill our jars. Okay, so there's a couple different ways that you could do this, depending on the aesthetics that you want in your pantry. We could layer it by just adding carrots and then your green beans. Now make sure that when you are adding your green beans, that you are packing them in. I'm just kind of going around, packing it in just a little bit. And if I see a gap in my jar, such as you see right here, I'm just gonna make sure that I am pressing a green bean down in there. You want to leave 1 inch of headspace. You know what? I think I'm gonna break out a funnel. I don't know if you know this, but Fajar's has 2 sizes of funnels, regular mouth and wide mouth. We're gonna go with the wide mouth because this is gonna be a little bit easier for me to fill up the jar. See? Look at that. Look how beautiful that is. Now it's time to fill up our jars with hot water. Now we're gonna utilize our funnel and take a look at our measurement here where it says 1 inch headspace and place it on top of the jar and start filling up. One of my favorite things about canning is how calming and soothing it is. Now we are going to debubble our jars and then adjust the headspace. And when you are debubbling, make sure as you press the debubbler down that you're pushing back as well a little bit. Now that we finished debubbling, we're just gonna top it off just a little bit to see what liquid we've lost because of the air that was captured in the jar. Perfect, 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 perfect. Now that we finished debubbling and topping off our jars, we're gonna go ahead and wipe the rim. The reason why we do this is we wanna just make sure that there is no food interfering with the seal. Now that we've wiped the rims, we're gonna take our 4 jars lid, place it on top, and you wanna make sure that when you are canning that you're using a good lid. 4 jars guarantees every single seal. Fingertip tight. See how easy that was? Now let's go ahead and put it in the pressure canner. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna place the heat on high. The reason why we're doing this is because we want steam to build up in the pressure canner. And when that happens, you're gonna see steam coming out of this vent. Once you see steam coming from the vent, you're gonna set a timer for 10 minutes. After 10 minutes, we're gonna go ahead and apply our weights to the pressure canner. You're gonna want to adjust the pressure based on your location. So here in Florida, we're from 0 to 1,000 feet, and I'm gonna be adding 10 pounds of pressure. And once we reach that 10 pounds of pressure, we're gonna start our timing for 20 minutes. All right, friends, our green beans and carrots are finished pressure canning, so let's open them up and see what they look like. Beautiful. Now we're gonna take out the one where we combine them all together. And there we have it, green beans and carrots.